Huanhou. It is said that Peng Haoshi, a native of Jinzhou, came back from drinking at a friend's house. He dismounted his horse to urinate, and his horse was chewing grass by the roadside. There was a clump of thin grass with fluffy little yellow flowers that had just opened and were bright and dazzling, but most of them had been eaten. Peng Haoshi saw it and hurriedly pulled out the remaining grass stems. He smelled the special fragrance and held it in his arms. "Here, mount your horse and go again." The horse was going faster and slower now and then. He felt so comfortable that he forgot to check if he was home, and just let the horse go as he pleased. As I walked, I suddenly realized that the sun was going to set, and then I remembered that it was time to hold the horse and go back. All I saw were mountains as far as the eye could see, and I didn't know where I was. At this time, a man in green clothes came. Seeing the horse neighing and jumping, he held the horse's bit for him, and said, "It's getting dark. My master invites you to stay overnight." Peng asked, "Where is this place?" The man in Qinji replied, "This is Lanzong County, Sichuan." Peng was shocked. He had traveled more than 1,000 miles in half a day. Then he asked, "Who is your master?" He replied, "You will know when you get there." Peng asked again, "Where?" He replied, "It's close at hand." After saying that, he pulled the horse for him, and both the man and the horse started walking as if they were flying. After passing the top of the mountain, I saw a layer of houses and pavilions in the middle of the mountain, mixed with tents. In the distance, I saw a group of people wearing formal clothes, as if they were waiting for someone. When Peng arrived, he dismounted and exchanged greetings with those people. After a while, the host came out. He had an extraordinary bearing, strong look, and was dressed in a special way. He bowed his hands to Peng Gong and said, "No guest here today is more distant than Peng Jun." He politely asked Peng to go ahead. Peng Chonyi refused to leave rashly, so the master pulled his arm and left. Peng felt that the area being pulled was like a pair of pliers, and it hurt so much that he almost broke. He did not dare to give in any more, so he left obediently. People after him were more humble. The host even pushed and pulled. Some of the guests cried out in pain, some fell down, as if they couldn't bear it. And they all walked into the hall according to the host's arrangement. The furnishings inside were gorgeous, and there was a banquet for 2 guests at one table. Peng quietly asked his seatmate, "Who is the master?" He replied, "It's Marquis Zhang Huan." Peng was so shocked that he didn't even dare to cough. Everyone was silent and started drinking. Marquis Huan said, "I have troubled you all year round, so now I have some wine to show my appreciation. I am very lucky to have Jun Peng from afar come to visit me. Jun Peng, I have a small request for you, but if you can't bear it, I don't force it either." Peng stood up and asked, "What are you referring to?" Marquis Huan said, "The horse you are riding has immortal bones, and mortals cannot control it. I plan to buy a horse and exchange it with you. How about it?" Peng said, "How dare I exchange it with you? I'll give it to you as a gift." Marquis Huan said, "I will definitely give you a good horse in return, plus 10,000 taels of silver." After hearing this, Peng left his seat and knelt on the ground to thank him. Marquis Huan ordered his men to pull him up. After a while, the food and wine were served together. After the sun went down, Marquis Huan ordered candles to be lit. Everyone stood up to say goodbye, and Peng also wanted to leave. Marquis Huan said, "You have come all the way, where are you going to stay?" Peng pointed to the people at the table and said, "I have asked him to arrange a place for me." Marquis Huan toasted the guests one by one with a large cup, and said to Peng, "The herbs in your arms are fresh and tender. People or animals can become immortals if they eat them. The dry ones can also be touched with gold. 7 grass stems can make people become immortals. 10,000 taels of gold." He ordered the boy servant to pass on the secret recipe of Midas to him, and Peng thanked him again. Marquis Huan said, "Go to the market tomorrow. You can choose whatever you want in the horse market. Don't negotiate the price. I will give it to him, no matter how much it is. He also said to everyone, for guests from far away, I can help with travel expenses. Everyone agreed. After drinking the big cup, everyone said goodbye. Only on the way did they ask each other's names. Peng Haoshi's seatmate was named Liu Zihui. After walking for 2 or 3 miles, we passed a hill and saw the village. All the guests accompanied Peng Haoshi to Liu's house, and then they realized that the things on the mountain were strange. In the past, the village had a habit every year of slaughtering pigs and sheep to hold competitions and operas in front of the Huanhou temple, called Sports Society. Liu was the leader and paid the most. 3 days ago, the tournament has just ended. At noon, one person from every family in the village was invited by an outsider to go to the other side of the mountain. When asked what they were going for and who would be the host, the visitor's words were vague, but he was urging me hard. When people crossed the mountain and saw the houses, they felt strange. When they were approaching the door, the visitor told the truth. Although everyone was a little scared, they did not dare to go back. The visitor said, "Stop at the door first." Marquis Huan also invited a guest from afar, who will arrive soon. The guest from afar refers to Peng Haoshi. Everyone was shocked and frightened when they thought about it at Liu's house. Anyone who had been grabbed by their master complained of pain in their arms. When they took off their clothes and lit a candle, their flesh turned black. Peng looked at himself and saw the same thing. After everyone dispersed, Liu cleaned up the bed and told Peng to rest. Early the next morning, people in the village rushed to invite him and accompanied him to the market to choose a horse. After more than 10 days, they didn't pick up a good horse, so Peng decided to buy one anyway. That day, I went to the horse market again and saw a horse with a frame that looked like a good horse. I tried to ride it, and it was extremely fast. It rode back to the village. I went to the horse market to find the horse seller, but he had already left. So he told the villagers that he wanted to go home, and they all gave him money, so he set off to go home. The horse I bought can travel 500 miles a day. When he got home, Peng Haoshi explained that the horse had been ridden back from thousands of miles away, which people thought was impossible. After he took out the things he brought from Sichuan, everyone believed it and thought it was something strange. Those grass stems have become dry over time. I counted exactly 7 stems left. According to the method taught by Zhang Huanhou, the Peng family suddenly became rich. He went to the old place again, dedicated to worshipping Huanhou temple, hired a theater troupe, and sang for 3 days before returning.
Alright, this story has come to an end. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you.